Look at the inside of your wrist. Blank, smooth, nothing written there at all. Your sister has a rose, your coworker has a quote. Half your book club wears ink. You never followed. People call it hesitation. It is closer to a quiet refusal, repeated for decades. You still feel the cool press of your own untouched skin after all these years. So what were you protecting all those years? Tonight, we finally answer it. There is a story people tell about women like you. They say you were too careful, too practical. Afraid of needles, afraid of regret, afraid of what your mother would think of you. The story is tidy, and it is wrong. Here is why it falls apart. Fear does not hold a position for 40 years. Fear wavers. Fear eventually gives in. Fear gives in at a bachelorette party in 1996, or on a 50th birthday when everyone insists. You never gave in, not once, not at any party, not on any birthday. A refusal held over decades is not fear. It is a decision renewed again and again, wordlessly. Think back to where the decision started. You grew up in a house where permanence was expensive. Money did not stretch. Mistakes were not decorative. They cost something real in your house. You learned early to keep your options open, to leave no mark needing explanation later. You watched adults live with choices they made at 19, and you took careful notes. Somewhere in those years, a rule formed inside you, private and unspoken, never once written down. Do not close a door you might need. Keep the surface clean. Stay ready always. The tattoo shops arrived anyway. They opened in strip malls next to the video store. Ink moved from sailors and bikers to teachers and nurses across a single generation. Your generation carried it into the mainstream, one small butterfly at a time. And you stood in the middle of the current and did not move an inch. Perhaps you even went along once, close enough to watch it happen. You held a friend's hand while the needle buzzed. You smelled the green soap and antiseptic. You watched a rose bloom on her shoulder and felt two things at the same time. Admiration and a strange, calm certainty. Not me. Not because it was ugly. Because it was final. Here is where the psychology gets interesting, because the refusal shows up everywhere else in your life. Once you know where to look, you are the woman who reads the return policy first. You buy the coat afterward, and you keep the receipt in the glove box for a year. You repaint a room 3 times in your head before touching a single brush. You draft the hard text message and delete it. Twice. Before sending a softer version. People see caution. What is underneath is more specific. You do not trust announcements. You trust behavior, watched over time, and nothing else has ever convinced you. A tattoo is an announcement, worn on the skin, made once, explained forever. And you decided long ago to be a woman read through her actions, not her symbols. There is a deeper layer, and it is tender. So we will go slowly here. Many women of your generation spent their lives being claimed, first by a family name. Then a married name took its place, one signature at a registry desk. Claimed by a job title, a mortgage, a school pickup line, a caregiving schedule nobody shared. Your time was claimed, your attention was claimed, your body was claimed by pregnancies. Or claimed by other people's opinions about it, offered freely, never requested once. Through all of it, your skin stayed yours, unmarked, unassigned, no one's flag planted on it. Perhaps the blank wrist was never emptiness. Perhaps it was the one territory you never surrendered. Now name the cost. Because there was one. Refusals like yours do not come free. There were moments you stood at the edge of something permanent, a design folded in a purse, a parlor window on a trip, a birthday with a round number circling closer. And you felt the pull, not toward the ink itself, but toward what it seemed to offer. Proof of a wild season. Evidence you once did something your calendar did not approve first. You walked away every time, and some part of you filed the walking away under boring. You have carried the private worry for years, the quiet suspicion underneath your steadiness. The suspicion your caution was a smaller life wearing sensible shoes down a short hallway. Sit with the worry for a moment, and then look at it in better light. The women who got the tattoos were not braver than you. They made a different bet. They bet a single moment deserved a permanent record, a lifetime witness inked in place. You bet no single moment should get to speak for all the others. Neither bet is wrong, but notice what yours required of you, year after year. It required you to keep deciding who you were, over and over, without a shortcut. A tattoo answers a question once. You answered it every single year of your life. In how you showed up, in what you endured, in what you carried without complaint. In what you rebuilt after the divorce, or the diagnosis, or the year no one mentions. Your identity has no anchor drawn on it. It stands entirely on its own. And it has stood through weather most symbols would not survive for a season. There is a version of this worth saying plainly. Unmarked is not unwritten. Your body kept its own records without any ink, page after quiet page. The lines at the corners of your eyes came from laughing at the same joke for 30 years. The faint scar on your knee is still there from the summer of 1978. Your hands tell the truth about decades of work no one ever supervised. You are covered in marks. You simply never outsourced them to a needle. Everything on you was earned in the ordinary way, slowly, without an appointment. And here is the quiet truth underneath all of it. The blank skin was never about the tattoo. It was about consent, the oldest question your body ever asked. You were deciding, in one small stubborn corner of your life, what got permanent access to you. So much else got in without asking. Grief got in. Responsibility got in. Other people's emergencies moved into your spare room and stayed for years. But nothing went on your skin without your full yes, and your full yes never came. And you honored the silence instead of overriding it, decade after decade. Do you know how rare it is to hear your own hesitation and obey it for 40 years? Most people override themselves weekly. You did not here, not once. Perhaps someday you will change your mind, a small line on the inside of a wrist. At 62, women do it, and it means something different than it meant at 25. At 25, ink says notice me. At 62, it says I answer to no one. If it ever happens, it will be a choice, made in full daylight, with your own money and no one's permission asked or given. And if it never happens, the blank skin means the same thing, I answer to no one. You reach the same destination either way, you always did, by every road. So tonight, look once more at the inside of your wrist, blank, smooth, unchanged. 40 years of decisions resting there, invisible, intact, entirely yours to keep. Not a canvas no one used, a door you kept, and the keeping was the point. Sit with that if you want, I will sit with it too. We do not have to figure out the rest tonight.